Bordered on the east by the Caribbean Sea, Belize is the only English-speaking country in Central America. Belize is considered both a Central American and Caribbean nation, as it shares ties with both Latin American and Caribbean nations. The country has a rich cultural heritage due to the diversity of the ethnic groups which are found there. Greater still is its biodiversity, as Belize has high levels of both terrestrial and aquatic biodiversity. In addition, it is home to the largest unbroken barrier reef in the Western Hemisphere. Because of the outstanding levels of biodiversity found in the area, 7 different sites along Belize's barrier reef system has been designated as UNESCO World Heritage Sites. There are currently 634 known genera of marine organisms in Belize's territorial water. Regrettably, these species may be threatened with the possibility of offshore drilling. Oil was first discovered in Belize in 2005. Since then, the public has come to learn that the government has lease rights for drilling in Belizean waters. Astonishingly, permission was granted for drilling in marine reserves and protected areas, including the Belize Barrier Reef and Great Blue Hole. The revelation of the drilling rights that the government granted coincided with the 2010 Gulf of Mexico's oil spill, and this was enough to galvanize various environmental groups and some individuals into action. This led to a series of national debates, and the movement gave birth to the Belize Coalition to Save Our Natural Heritage. This also triggered a people's referendum in which the people of Belize firmly voiced their disapproval of drilling in our waters. At that time, a number of organizations took the government to court for granting the oil concessions without following the proper legal procedures. Notably, the court nullified the contract given to oil companies in 2004 and 2007 on the basis that an environmental impact assessment was not carried out and that the companies did not provide sufficient evidence to prove that they have the necessary funds, equipment, and expertise to drill safely. Offshore drilling potentially threatens coastal and marine resources in several ways. Firstly, because of the changes in temperature and pressure with increasing water depth, high pressure and high temperature gases may result in a blowout and release oil, wastewater, and methane into the marine environment. Even though advances in technology have reduced the frequency of these events, the risk of them happening cannot be completely eradicated. For instance, factors such as faulty equipment and human error may contribute to oil spill. Extreme weather conditions, such as hurricanes, may also result in oil spilling into the marine environment. For instance, during Hurricane Katrina, which hit the US in 2005, an above-ground oil storage container was damaged and leaked oil into the environment. Other factors which may too influence oil spill include accidents, tectonic events, and unprofessional decisions. The potential negative impacts of oil spills on biodiversity are many. Oil slicks may smother microbes and plankton which form the basis of marine food chains. Spilled oil may also cause disorientation of dolphins and sea turtles and cause them to become stranded. Birds may become immobilized if the oil coats their feathers. Oil also causes feathers to lose their waterproof quality, which in turn causes the birds to suffer from hypothermia. Potential oil spills will also reduce the population of commercially important species such as shrimp and fish. Other marine organisms may also inadvertently ingest oil-covered food, leading to their demise. Corals, too, will become affected if they are covered by oil slick. The waste material, which is produced from offshore drilling and exploration, will also threaten biodiversity. This waste may include wastewater, chemical and diesel emissions, cuttings, crushed rock and drilling fluids, and may lead to the toxicity of marine organisms. Another potential threat of oil exploration is the emission of greenhouse gases. These gases may disrupt the carbon cycle, which in turn influences climate change and contributes to ocean acidification. Ocean acidification, in turn, contributes to coral bleaching and thus adversely impacts significant portions of the coral reef. While environmental groups had some cause for celebrating back in 2012 when the court nullified the contracts, there is again some cause for alarm. Earlier this year, the government published a draft handbook with guidelines and zoning for petroleum exploration. This proposal includes offshore sites. According to Oceana in Belize, the proposal is weak on data, details, and potential damage to the marine environment. As was the case 3 years ago, the people are against the notion of offshore drilling. This was seen in a social media campaign in which one of the environmental organizations invited the public to post sensational pictures of them saying no to offshore drilling.
Young blood of this new nation, it's time to stand up for your right. We pledge to defend our country and exploitation, we're gonna fight. We pledge to defend our country and exploitation, we're going to fight.
I say no to offshore drilling.
I say no to offshore drilling. It is bad for the animals of the sea. It will kill them. So I do not support offshore drilling.
We say no to offshore drilling. The potential risks by far outweigh the benefits.
We say no to offshore drilling.
I wake up this morning, have a little feeling for some sea breeze. So I take one little walk out by the sea. The breeze me good. But when I look in at the water, I never so happy with what I see. I say, what they go on with this water? They don't start the offshore drilling yet, and the water don't look like this. What happened when they start? Even if we don't have a major spill, we still don't have a little drip here and there in the water. All them nice big pretty fish for always they get, no one they wrong again. All them birds, they know what they wrong again. Offshore drilling can't work. You and your offshore drilling have to go. I say no to offshore drilling.
I say no to offshore drilling.
I say no to offshore drilling.
Through tourism, the fishing industry, and storm protection, the Belize Barrier Reef System and other marine ecosystems provide the country with a lot of economic benefits. Before permitting offshore drilling and putting these resources at risk, the government must do a comprehensive collection of baseline data to assess the value of the marine resources. Environmental and social studies must be done to determine the possible impacts. Since tourism and fisher folk are very likely to be affected by offshore drilling in areas where they normally operate, compensation plans should be developed. Also, contingency plans must be developed to implement if necessary.
Young blood of this new nation, it's time to stand up for your right. We pledge to defend our country and exploitation, we're gonna fight. We pledge to defend our country and exploitation, we're going to fight. That's what we believe. That's what we believe. That's what we believe. Believe forevermore.